0 point. How are you all doing? So I'm in Bufo alvarius sanctuary in Tulum, and I have finished my 1 week of various plant medicines. In this live, I'm going to talk about 0 point, what it is, what it comes from. But before we do that, I need to finish off the story about the Argentinian to tie up loose ends, because it relates very much to my Bufo, Iboga experience, where during I had so much energy, I wiped out the entire electric from Tulum, and my twin flame crucified himself for me, and we transcended as souls as total love. So I'll go through all that. There's loads of things to go in there. And it's very important because afterwards I'm going to talk about the whole Iboga healing experience. I have talked about Iboga before. And with that, you will also, it trickles in because on the 2nd of January, I'll be returning back to the UK, and we're starting the healing series, part of this Ascension series, and that's going to be relating to how we got to heal. Because Divine Feminine, you cannot sit at home just waiting for the DM to heal. You have to do the inner work, okay? I'm just making sure that you can hear me. You basically have to do the inner work because the DM only follows you. So if you're not doing the inner work, and inner work is not necessarily just meditation and that's about it for 2 minutes a day. You have to really go deep into your healing, okay, in order to be able to pull them forwards, whether that's with plant medicine or with healers or whatever else. You got to clear that karma. You got to clear that family karma. You got to clear that ancestral lineage, the traumas, the childhood stuff, which Iboga actually helps you with. It's a plant medicine from Africa, from a tree bark, which basically wipes clean your brain from all your traumas. When you take the medicine, it's like a lucid dream, and it's very soft and gentle, not like ayahuasca. And basically, you revisit in a gentle way. It's like a movie, watching a cinematic experience of your life, but you revisit all of your pains, basically all of your traumas as a child. And you go through that and you basically clear it away, clear it away, clear it away, clear it away, and it's gone. And it reprograms the mind and the neurotransmitters, and it creates new ones. And when you finish the Iboga treatment, what happens is you are first unable to, use your eyes or hands or walk or talk, because the pathways in the brain are still rewiring. So it takes a while. It takes up to 2 days to actually have to walk properly. But then you're reborn and your old habits are no more. And loads of things have changed for me on that front as well. I feel like I've been upgraded, ascended, okay? So we'll talk about that, and then I'm going to finalize with my Bufo alvarius experience, which was quite apocalyptic. It's supposed to be very heavenly, but I basically created the destruction of the entire universe. And then my twin flame came and soothed me. So my twin flame was throughout all my plant medicines, always present, always there. And then the voice of God explained everything about divine timing, how everything is divine timing, divine timing, divine timing. And I mentioned to you earlier that it was important that I talked to you about the Argentinian. So, I've had 6 soulmates come on this journey, and God explained each soulmate and the reason for their presence, divine timing, and how beautifully the Bufo alvarius medicine ended when I said the words, thank you. Just ended like that. It was so synchronized and beautiful and amazing. It was unbelievable. Like plant medicine, the divine, it's so intelligent that it predestines, preorders, and has divine timing for everything. And the twin flame journey is completely divinely guided. I saw puppets like that, hands of angels helping and guiding all of us, twin flames. So that pause due to poor connection. Okay, so we should start again. So let's start with the beginning, okay? So we're going to start with the Argentinian and what happened. So things were going quite well until, the soulmates get triggered by our energy a lot because we pull off their masks and they have to be authentic. So each person that has come into my life has mirrored aspects of where my twin flame was or is, right? So this Argentinian is a model. My twin flame also has done a lot of that stuff and was also used to using other people for money, which again mirrors my twin flame. So anyway, there was a lot of betrayal because once I dropped him off home, he was meant to come back to see me that night, but he actually was going off to have sex with some other couple or something. So he lied. He lied, and he couldn't get away fast enough from my energy because it triggered him. Okay, and so this reading I've had done, it's done with my psychic Isla, and she explained that basically you have to empty your cup of previous lifetimes of pain, and spirit brings you sometimes equal pain to let it go, whether that's through plant medicine or through another person. So we know a lot of us divine feminines, and I was the same, had a lot of anger and resentment and hatred, and I've healed that. And I used to be told, you will heal it one day. And I was like, no, never. It's not going to be possible. But I tell you, it is possible. And for your union, DF, you must heal that pain. It's your ancestral pain. It's your karma, actually, that your twin flame is just mirroring. The twin flame, the DMs, are actually very highly evolved beings. In the non-physical, in the Galactic Federation, they are, ascended captains and military men. They're very, very powerful men who decide to come in with you on Earth to trigger you. They decide to be the aggressor. They decide to take on a huge karma and decide to be the unconscious twin to allow you to be triggered to wake up. And then once you wake up, it's their life. They destroy themselves. They basically, like I've said many times before, they sabotage themselves. They just destroy themselves. Like my twin crucified himself in the Bufo, in the Iboga journey that I mentioned I'm going to talk about. So they crucify themselves, they destroy themselves completely, and then they are reborn. Reborn is the twin flame. And then they come back to you, often as a blank slate, and then you are guided to help them heal. And you're like, why should I help them heal? Because you create the man or the DM that you want. You basically mold them and guide them and assist them in the most loving way, because we owe them a lot. We think from the 3D that they're assholes and we hate them, but if you think about it, they took on from a place of deep compassion to heal humanity's templates, ancestral, karmic, and to trigger the person they love the most, which is you. Knowing that your love is so deep, you will forgive them. And some DFs do not forgive because they get stuck in their egos and in their nonsense. But from a 5D perspective, the DM is amazing. Okay, so for me, I'm loving and kind, want exclusivity, etc., etc. But the Argentinian was kind of love bombing and being narcissistic, not wanting attention. He's very used to receiving gifts and money for sex, or being a footballer's wife, as a model, as an influencer, and not giving, but like always taking, right? Even though when we were together, he was very caring and like picking my bags and doing this and that and the other. But like I said, soulmates don't always last that long. They can do, but they're here to teach you a lesson. So this guy was used to always getting what he wants, but that transformational light that we have, DF, was given to him. And she says there's still more to play out, but God has been taking me all across South and Central America to see little parts of my twin flame in others, building a jigsaw of where my twin flame was and is moving away from. There is a choice for like a commitment relationship with this person, but I don't think that's going to happen, because once someone lies to me like that, I'm not interested. And the story will develop further, where you'll hear about the 0 point and what happened, okay? Because I'm back to being Team DM completely, and also celibate again. Okay, so with us DFs, eyes are always on us, and other DMs or soulmates can get very insecure, because they will be nothing besides us unless they level up. So unless the DM levels up, they will be nothing beside us. And these soulmates feel the same. They feel lack. They feel like just extra baggage. And so basically, I have been meeting people across this journey to share my energy with at the right place at the right time. So Isla had said quite a few things which came up in the Iboga treatment the day after, I think. So right place, right time, again, it is to do with divine timing. So there was deceitfulness and lying from this guy. But when you play with darkness, you get your fingers burnt. And this is all coming from my father patterns, and from patterns of me not being honest with my parents as a child, because they couldn't handle the honesty. So then I'm attracting people who are not authentic and honest themselves. and they can feel my authority and personal power, and they want to sidestep and be vague, have their cake and eat it. He realizes I'm not a pushover, and he's been, really going through ego deaths now. But the energy is a lot of questioning them and what's going on. And it's that it feels very, very intense when we ask them for truth and authenticity. They know we're a catch, and they're happy to parade us off. I mean, the Argentinian even showed me to his family on his video call, which I thought was, strange. But there's a huge heart opening that we had, but he's used to pandering and basically getting all the attention. But when you stay with someone like that for a long time, which includes the DM at times, they're afraid that their masks are going to be taken off and you're going to see them for what they really are like, So she says there's definitely something more to go on there, but I don't see that happening. At the moment, there's like all sorts of judgment and feeling shipwrecked for what he has done, etc., etc., etc. And I'm not going to perhaps go into too much more details, but she said this is someone from my past life who was my wife, and it's from my soul group, and there's memories of that, and basically there is something that can happen if I wanted to. But to not let, because a lot of people are saying, oh, this is just someone you met off the app and you should just let it go. But we, as multidimensional beings, know that we have connections with people for a reason, for a lesson, or for divine timing, or from a past life connection. So always trust why you feel so deeply about a situation, but also look at where it's triggering you from childhood. This is something really interesting, which I want to talk about. She says, whenever someone is, do not be attached to anything, right? When anyone kind of comes towards you, or anything happens, she says, just accept it and don't hold on. Keep giving it away. She said, tie it up in boxes and give it away. Tie it up in boxes and let it go. Tie it up in boxes and let it go. Tie it up in boxes and let it go. Let it all go. Let it all go. And if it's meant for you, it will return, but let it all go. Let everything go. Let everything go. Every day, just keep letting things go. Do not hold on to anything. Do not attach to anything, whether it's a soulmate, whether it's a DM, whether it's work, whether it's family, whether it's a situation, an issue, a problem, trauma. Tie it up in a box and let it go. Let it all go. Keep letting it go until there's nothing else left to let go. And if it is meant for you, it will return. God will bring it into your life. But otherwise, tie it up in boxes and let it go. And the reason why I'm repeating that over and over again is because in the Iboga treatment, when I was seeing my traumatic childhood memories, I was tying them up in boxes and I was letting them go. So she says, when anyone comes to see you, just say, that was beautiful and balanced and complete what we had, but keep giving it away, accepting it, and don't hold on to it. Poison or toxin is medicine in the body. Toxin purges toxins inside, right? Toxins from medicine purge the toxins within you. The dark works with the light. You bring it on. You take medicine. You purged in South America. But this is not just plants. This is also people. People purge us with their toxicity. Designed to do it with medicine and types of people. These people are transporting poison from you and give you something to take it and realize a lesson. Look at the plant medicine, look at the person, and analyze what it is teaching you. They are taking away the rubbish, okay? She says also, then she kept saying 0 point, 0 point, 0 point, 0 point, get into 0 point. And if you know what 0 point is, it is being in the present, it's being grounded, it's being in the now, it's being in divine neutrality, without karma, right? Not positive karma or negative karma, but in neutral point. She says, get into 0 point, and then you will not be affected. In 0 point, you are whole and complete, and you are not looking or seeking anything outside. And that's how you have to be with your twin flame. You have to be in 0 point. And that's important too, because the whole Iboga thing at the end was all about 0 point. So I'm going to explain that. She says, keep your aura in 0 point. And then I asked about the guy that he went to see. Was it worth it for him to go and see him? Like for the connect, even though we had a connection, we went and got and had sex with like someone else, 2 people actually. And she said he received a gift and money for it because he had to pay a bill. It was this older guy, and he's been in pain and deluded since and been alone, right? So this is the Argentinian for those who are just joining in now. So your energy, when you is left with this Argentinian, and it's basically they are assimilating it. Our energy is a lot for DMs, for soulmates, a lot, and they have to assimilate. They daydream about it, but it's a lot for them because it calls them to authenticity. they need to stay in control of their life and call the shots. We threaten them and their usual way of living. And they don't want to change because they are immature and they are selfish. We give of ourselves over and over again as divine feminines out of neediness and desperation. Then I asked, when he was with me on his phone, was he talking to other guys or was he trying to like sort out his work? And she says there was a lot of like scattering that fishnet to be able to get other energies because he's addicted to that sort of lifestyle. They can't handle their mask being taken off and they're with someone for a short while, but if you're there with them longer, you can see the truth of them. I said, why am I getting these kind of men over and over again? The last six soulmates have been quick little and then fizzle out, quick little fizzle out. And the reason why I'm talking about this right now is because when I talk about the Iboga treatment, which is absolutely amazing, and it is about getting into 0 point, but also forgiving the DM. It's amazing. It's like an epic love story. But the reason why we might be attracting these men is due to control and fear. They feel like I'm controlling them, but actually they're trying to control us through their way of trying to like have the boundaries like the DM does and the soulmates do. They are spoiled. They lack. They want other people to pay them. It's like conquering and victory. It's a shit life because if you entertain demons and this so-called looks glamorous lifestyle, but actually it's hell because you're playing with devils and evil people. And that's important to mention because at the end, Iboga said to me, the reason for all the sexual distortions and issues on earth is due to the demonic spirits that have taken over. And we as twin flames are here to demolish that. The problem with DFs is they give endlessly and doesn't feel good enough for herself. It has to do things to gain love and respect from a person. It's not just about people pleasing. It's all to do with not feeling enough and lack. So for all those DFs also who don't have abundance, abundance is related to self-love. So yeah, as much as you love yourself, that's how much abundance you'll have. So people like this, that I keep meeting guys who have no money, and my twin also doesn't have much money. I said, what is the reason for that? She says, these people have a lack of self-love, okay? They want to be in control. They don't want to give anything to you because they're brittle and fragile, and they withhold as it gives them power. Okay. She says the issue is my father here. I have to drill down, get a 0 point, because you perceive your father bigger than you. And I'm explaining this because in Iboga, I heal my father issues and also in Bufo alvarius. And she says you see your parents as a big puffer fish and you need to just get rid of all that and all the things that they've put into your head. So DFs, this is where I'm starting with the January with the healing series, which is about healing everything. Because you can't just do your meditations. You got to go real deep. You got to do your unconscious psychotherapies or plant medicines or whatever you want to do, but you got to go deep to heal all that subconscious stuff. Because parents and society have talked about what will other people say or this and that and the other, and it's all garbage. And it needs to all go. God has put a spotlight on us about all these generational traumas and DNA, and we just need to get it all out. And we need to get rid of it and get in 0 point and just get rid of all that flesh and stuff. And Isla has always said to me that it's just a meat suit with my twin flame with all the stuff he was doing, and think about the soul, it's your soul, and I couldn't understand it. But when my twin crucified himself in Iboga treatment, his flesh, and I'll explain that, his flesh was just his body was just on the floor with me. And I looked up at God and I just said, I accept him in all his warts and all. Like, I accept this man. And then his flesh just all fell off. And this is in the Iboga treatment for those of you just joining in. And basically it was just saying, it's just flesh. It's just skin deep. There's nothing to it. So all of you DFs who are like, oh my God, he's with a karmic, sleeping with the whole world, you're going to have to learn, like I did, to, we are here sacrificing ourselves for the good of all, right? And we are here beyond the body. And the DM is us in our soul. It's our soul, right? So whatever they are doing, it's us doing it to ourselves. So allow them to empty their cup and let go of all that karma, all that stuff that they've held in from ancestral trauma and whatever they're taking on to clear. They have to let it all out. And once it's all out, it's finished and it's stopped. So it's been raining and it's all dripping. Okay. Okay. What else? She says, you've suffered a lot, just let it all out. Then I asked her about my intensity because I'm quite an intense person. And she says, that's all right. As twin flames, especially I'm a Scorpio, you're a leader, you're magnetic, and you will cause change in people and you will trigger them with nuclear fusions and force them like superheroes. And I felt like a superhero in Iboga, and I'll explain that. I also blacked out the whole city. Um, but basically, we got to accept that we are heroes in meat suits, and we will be triggering people to be authentic. Always getting to 0 point, 0 point, 0 point, 0 point, balance, neutrality, knowing you are everything and everything is you, not grasping or holding on to what's for you. If it is meant for you, it will be there for you. Don't be in fear and lack. Um, Guys that I'm meeting is kind of like a sitcom. You have a massive heart, but then there's that rejection and disappointment, and that's how your parents made you feel, right? So you have to kind of heal all that garbage. And then I said, how do you clear this? How do you clear all this like stuff coming in? This is the last thing that I'm going to talk about before I go into Iboga. And she said, basically, you have to be the divine mother. So DFs, you have to be the divine mother in 0 point and say to all of these people, God bless you. You understand that they've got trauma. You've enjoyed the time that you have with these people in a container. Even if it's your DM coming back for a short reunion, you enjoy that time and you let it go. If it's meant to be with you, it will be with you. God will it. Accept the lessons and let it go. So tie up in a box and let it go. Tie it up in a box, let it go. Tie up in a box and let it go. Let it all go, and if it's meant for you, it will come back. Right. Then I asked what's happening with my twin flame, and she says he sees you as an empress. He thinks you look so sexy and glowing and beautiful and connected to earth and amazing and natural and blah blah blah. And he shows up in all my plant medicines, and we had a lot of sex. It was amazing. Right. I think union is very close for me. Right. Okay. So let's talk about Iboga now. And this is where it gets really interesting. And I recommend this for a lot of you to do if you can to heal. Okay. It's a very deep cleansing experience. And I explained a lot of it about the thing in the beginning. So you can rewatch it about what it is and how it works. But now I'm going to talk about my journey and how epic it was, right? So your prayers are always answered. Okay, let's start. Okay, so it started Friday morning at 10:30 a.m. and finished at Saturday morning at 3 a.m. So it's quite long. My intention was for the highest good, clear out everything, not serving me. I had 1.2 grams, which is like 1 plus 2, so God plus my twin flame. Normally it takes 2 to 4 hours for it to start working, but with me it started straight away. You have headphones on, a mask, music, and you can start to see like shapes, lights, and it's quite calm. It's like a lucid dream. It's very calming and relaxing. But you start seeing all your childhood traumas. You see yourself as a child. It's very easy and comfortable at first, and then all the big topics, the traumas, the parents, the family, the rejection, being gay or a woman or whatever it is, fighting, all that comes up. You have to forgive it all. You have to let it go. You have to tie up in boxes and let it go. Tie up in boxes and let it go. And you just have to just see it and let it go. And it just evaporates. It goes away. And then once that finished, then all the things that my twin flame did, all the things he did against me, they all came up, and I let it go. I forgave. And then he basically crucified himself. He crucified himself for humanity. He crucified himself for all the things that he had done against me. And then he crucified himself for all of his ancestral trauma and karma on a cross. He destroyed himself like the DMs do, like I mentioned at the start. And then he was just left as bones and flesh on the bottom. And I was holding it. And I just accepted. I looked up at God and I said, I accept him fully, warts and all. And then his flesh fell away. And the medicine said that it's just nothing, focus on the soul. And then what happened? There's a few different things that happened, but I'm going to go in the order that I've written it down. So then what happened was we were transported as souls because he's died now, right? And it was very beautiful, the whole thing. But we got transported as souls, and we basically were taken to a place called 0 Point. So I liken it to this like metal bar, and you got 0 Point in the middle, and you got positive and negative there. And this is really interesting to listen about soulmates and twin flames, right? So to get to 0 Point, you have to have zero karma. Now I had cleared all the karma with my ancestry and my childhood and also the twin flame stuff, so I got to 0 Point. And I was there at 0 Point with my twin, okay? Right at the dot like that with 0 Point right on top. And he's basically holding my hand, and we're going around in circles, just looking at each other for like 6 hours, like in so much love and trance. It's beautiful. And the cinematic Iboga treatment was zooming out and zooming in, and it was beautiful. But basically, what the medicine was telling me was, when you're with a soulmate, you will either be in positive karma or negative karma. Now, you may think, oh, positive karma is really good, but no. Because if you do something for me in this lifetime that's positive, I got to come back next lifetime and repay your debt and give you something back, right? To even it out. So we still have karma. We still have to come back again. And if you do something negative against me, then that's going to have to be repaid as well. So with soulmates, whether it's positive or negative, you will always have karma. Always, because it's another soul. But with the twin flame, it is your soul, and you cannot have karma against yourself. So with a twin flame, you'll have no karma, and you'll always be in 0 point. So it's better to be with a twin flame. And 0 point is neutrality. So we're dancing for hours, like, you know, that record player where the man is holding the woman's hand and they're just like going around and around in circles? Just like that for like the rest of the trip at 0 point. And then what happened was God showed me a timeline from the clouds, right? And all the 6 men I had dated up until now, there were reasons for all of those happening, which led to this point. And it was all divinely guided and divine timing. There were lights that came on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then, and basically it was showing me that all of those led up to this point right now. And then I saw hands above the clouds doing this, like angels, and they were basically playing the hands of the puppets of all twin flames and basically saying to me that all of this journey is divinely guided, you're never alone, and we've got it all under control. Nothing happens without God. God is here for all of us, okay? And then I didn't know how long Iboga was going to last. It can last up to 3, 4, 5 days even. And like I said, when you're on the trip, all your neurons are kind of like being recreated, so you can't move or walk or talk or anything or see or anything, right, properly. So you're like just literally like a vegetable. So I thought, let me just like relax and, you know, just stay there, like, you know, and I was holding on to things to get to the bathroom and whatever else. But anyway, I thought, what should I do now? So I decided that I would do a little, before I decided to do this, after I finished doing all my karma, I ended up in a big stadium and I was getting thanked by everyone and cheering me on for like finishing all my karma off. Yeah, and basically then what happened was, and at that point when I cleared all my karma, and it was like this huge energy surge happened in my room with the energy went whoosh, like that, and the entire lights of the city went off for 2 hours. That's how powerful DF energy is, okay? And that was kind of crazy. Yes, so then I thought, I don't know how long this is going to last. Let me do a thank you. Let me do a thank you to the entire, you know, people who have said, who have supported me, who have prayed for me, and all these things. Before I go into that, before I started my Iboga treatment, I was very scared because of some various things which I won't get into. So I messaged my twin flame on Monday on I wrote to him, pray for me. And he didn't check it until right before my treatment was going to start. Again, divine timing. And he read it, and I know he prayed for me because he kept checking to see that I had reawakened and come alive or whatever. So basically, if your DM prays for you, or if a DF prays for DM, it helps you with your healing. So it's very important, DFs, not to say nasty things about your DM, or like always support them and love them. Okay. Even if you hate them, like I've told you at the beginning, if you watch it again, I've mentioned why they do what they do. Anyway, so I decided that I don't know how long this is going to take, this trip. And I might as well do a little thank you and gratitude for all the people who have basically prayed for me, including my twin flame, including you guys. And once I was doing all the prayers, as soon as I said the words thank you, Iboga stopped working. It just finished. It concluded. And I was like, wow, this medicine is so intelligent, because the medicine is absolutely intelligent. It knows exactly what's going. And the entire sequence of the journey that I had with Iboga was all in sequential order. It was in perfect divine timing. That's what kept coming up: divine timing, divine timing, divine timing, divine timing. And I thought, is the medicine programmed with the words thank you and then it stops? But no, what it was it just knew, it had orchestrated with my higher self exactly the whole journey and when it was going to stop. So it knew exactly when I was going to say the words thank you, and it stopped, completely stopped. It was like a cinematic masterpiece. It was so apocalyptic and beautiful. Like I told you, it started off with me clearing all my childhood trauma and abuse and all that kind of stuff. All that cleared. Then it was my twin flame basically sacrificing himself for humanity and forgiving, asking for forgiveness from me by crucifying himself, and then his flesh was there. And then we got transported onto 0 point, and the entire lights went off of the whole city for 2 hours, and we were just twirling around, looking at each other. Imagine looking at your twin flame, hypnotized for 6 hours, dancing in the beautiful cosmos. It was gorgeous. It was so romantic. It was so deep. It was so perfect. Any remnants of hatred or anger, blame I had were completely wiped out. Completely wiped out. And since that day, when I have been looking at his pictures again, I see him completely differently, angelic. I'm so excited for union. So excited. Anyway, so that happened. And then as I was coming out, the medicine said something to me. It said all the dark forces, all the dark things in the world, like sexual abuse and child abuse and all these things, are because of all the demonic things in the world that are lavishing people into drama for people who are not staying in 0 point. Very important as twin flames for us. Stay in 0 point, in neutrality, in love, to forgive, to support our DMs, and to get out of our ego. Those DFs that are saying, oh, I hate him, I want him this, I'm going to soulmate, blah, 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 blah. You're just in your ego. And I was the same. And you need to heal that and empty your cups. They have to heal and empty their cups from their karma. They have taken big responsibilities. These men are powerful commanders in the non-physical. They are really powerful, strong men who decide to come to trigger you, to awaken you, and everything you are now ascended, everything I am right now ascended, is thanks to my twin flame. Because he triggered the hell out of me and pushed me like there's no tomorrow. And I have to be eternally grateful to that man. Eternally grateful, really bow down to thank you for helping me get here. All my social media, all my videos have been a homage. Each video is actually a video for him and to him. And in doing so, we have served you, right? And all the collective. And I've also talked about his dirty laundry. So he's allowed that to happen through me for the betterment of humanity. And I don't want any of my followers to ever dislike my DM or be like anything like that. My DM is a kick-ass, but first of all, he's extremely sexy and attractive and gorgeous and intelligent and smart and caring and kind in his actuality. But he's also a very great, his name means great leader, but he's also a very ascended commander and very powerful being in the Galactic Federation. And I'm very fortunate to have him and come as a mission together. He's taken on huge humanity templates of sexual abuse, child abuse, being gay, and all the distortions in the modeling world and the influencer world, and all the shit he's gone through and been broken. And I'm also a badass, kick-ass DF. Yes, 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 I'm all for it. And I've taken that responsibility, and he knew that I could take it. I could take it like no other. So he gave it to me hard and tough, and I healed it. And now all I feel is love, because I was in 0 point and I was just twirling with him, and I felt complete love. It was so beautiful. I was mesmerized with the energy, and I feel his love all the time. And I am who I am and pushed to where I have been because of him, because he's tough. He is tough. Right. Questions I'll do in a second. Let me just finish off now. And then in the morning, many of my friends reached out, how crazy is this? And said to me that they had dreams about me or they felt something, because people felt my energy shift. And I also sent out in the non-physical to a lot of my followers, either the 0 point sign or the pictures or some communication about electricity. So the collective, some of the collective or some of my soul group would have received that. But I got lots of messages saying, oh, Manny, how are you doing? Because I literally woke up the next morning like a ninja, or like ascended. Something happened, rewired completely. Then I had my Bufo experience today, and that was kind of intense too. It's supposed to be a really nice experience, but it wasn't that nice. I'm trying to find my lid, it fell on the floor. Okay, So basically, Bufo alvarius is a told DMT. It's a God particle. You smoke it, and you're meant to see just bliss and God. Now, my one went a little bit different, but again, divine timing, and let's just trust it. So I was smoking the thing with the facilitators, but it was too much to take in, and I just missed some of it. So then I thought I made a mistake, and then the facilitator put the last bit in my mouth to take up like that. But as I felt like I had made a mistake. So my experience was very, very intense and crazy. I felt like I had made a mistake and I set the entire universe on fire. And the entire universe was going to blow up and was blowing up. And it was going to combust and it was going to explode and it was going to implode and explode. And all the demons had been released from the underworld. And I was going to get burnt alive. And I did get burnt alive and my ego got destroyed and all my anger came out and God knows what happened. And I'm going to post the video of the whole thing. But I basically I hide against the wall and I'm like crawled up in a position, just rocking back and forth, traumatized. It might be my childhood trauma coming out and other things coming out. I don't know. It lasts for about 20 minutes. But then luckily my twin flame always saves my ass in the non-physical. So again, very grateful to twin flame, even though I've been so nasty to him. I don't know how he's going to like look at me again. I have cussed him down. Anyway, but we will be doing social media together at some point and you'll see him with me very soon, I think. Yes, we're going to do a lot of, not just this kind of stuff, we're going to do like fun stuff, travel, food, singing, dancing, and comedy, and just a lot of love stuff, maybe a bit of modeling, I don't know, whatever. We'll see what happens. Okay, so yeah, he came in the Bufo alvarius and calmed me down. And then we laid down with me and basically we had sex and made orgasmic love for about 12 minutes in the non-physical, and he soothed me after I basically burnt the entire universe and killed everyone. So that was my Bufo alvarius experience. Yeah, and then in the morning when I woke up, God said to me, job or union? And I said union. And then he said no job. And I says no. And he said January no job and union in February. So we'll see if that happens. And then I think me and my twin will travel the world. We'll do a lot of social media together, TV show, all sorts of fun stuff. Because he does a lot of social media. He's done Runway and Vogue, and he's very glitzer glamoury. Like my social media is very authentic in the sense that I don't really make that much effort to edit or put things, but his social media is on point, and I think he's going to make my social media eventually very sexy, beautiful, glamorous, attractive, tailored, and some new shit will come out. We're not going to just be one of those like twin flame coaches talking about get into union. It'll be more like a twin flame lifestyle magazine, journey, social media. It'll be like two twins together living life. That's it. So we'll have fun with that. I'll answer some questions, but basically I want to remind you that these DMs, they don't do this because they want to do it. We decide together with them. And the ones who have the toughest DMs, you are the toughest twins, and you have the biggest purposes, okay? To clear the most stuff. So they like my twin said to me, me and him, we're kick-ass, we're like Neo and Trinity. We're gonna take on the world. And so we took on big things, and he decided to be a real aggressor and trigger the hell out of me to get me really ascended. And I keep going forwards and forwards. And with the healing, like I'm telling you, the new series that's coming, you need to heal, girl. You need to do your work, DFs. Not just meditate and sit at home doing yoga. You need to clear everything out. All the ancestral, karmic stuff, all the stuff out. Because my twin has stopped doing all his nonsense and he is really getting better. And some of your DMs, and I've already been on the journey 2 years, are still stuck in cycles and loops and doing silly things with karmics or other people or whatever they're doing. You need to heal. You need to heal, and get it all sorted. Don't just sit around just doing one or two things. Do loads. I've done so many. The more you do, the quicker it gets done. And basically, we take on all these things, and they know that the love is so strong, you'll forgive them. And some of you are like, oh, I never forgive. And I thought that I cannot forgive. You've heard me say that, but I have forgiven everything. He crucified himself. So in that vein, Iboga treatment is amazing. I wiped out the city's lights for 2 hours. I ascended. I saw my twin crucified on a cross. I went through all my childhood traumas. I got a medal on stage. I saw everything being divine timing, and I saw the future too and what's going to happen. That was amazing. It was absolutely mind blowing. And I'm coming back on the 2nd of January, starting the new series on Ascension, on healing. I'm going to be writing my new book on twin flames. My twin flame course is out right now for inner union. It's got lots of healing in there. It is $199 on my website for a short period. So I recommend that you go and look at that. Other than that, I want to wish you a happy new year and see if there's any questions. But yeah, you need to heal and you need to do your work and you need to stop complaining and moaning and blaming the DM. The DM is you who's decided to trigger you, and you need to heal that. You need to heal all of that. If I can do it, you can do it, because I had a toughie. But the love is even stronger and it's amazing, right? Good. Okay, so let's have a look what questions you've got, and then we'll end. Right. So someone wrote, what to do if my DM is married? Good. You got to heal it, girl. You got to heal that stuff, right? Why are they're with someone else? Third party means that you are insecure. You feel not worthy enough for your union, so you placed another woman in the place of your place energetically. So you've got to heal, because that place is yours. Okay? My DM has never had another partner. Yes, he slept around with loads of people, but he's never had another partner. But you need to heal your insecurities, because some of you doubt. Some of you, oh, my DM didn't paused. Have your unwavering faith in your union, in your DM. Like, really know that that man wants you. Don't doubt the stuff, right? It's your insecurities. Hi from Ireland. Thank you. That sounds so divine. Have a question. What's your question? How can we identify whether he or she must have a twin flames? Lots of videos and that. You'll know. It will be unavoidable. If you sleep with them, you'll have Kundalini awakening. And this is a very basic question. I'm sorry, Mimitel. You're probably new to the channel, but there's a lot of videos I've made about how to identify your twin flame. You can see them on Instagram or TikTok, but if you're in India, you don't get TikTok, so you can use YouTube and search it. Manjinder Sidhu, what are twin flames? And you can watch the different videos on that. But it's unavoidable. You'll doubt it until you doubt it no longer, because it's completely confirmed. I can relate with your recent breakup. Always find the light and gift in every relationship. Yeah, so basically I'm done with dating people. So it's so interesting, right? Because before I came to South America, I was celibate. Remember? And dedicated to the DM. And at that time, the DM had been doing a lot of the crazy stuff that was like really toxic, but I still had been team DM. But then when the DM stopped doing the crazy stuff and I came to South America, I got PTSD, and all the stuff that he had done brought all the anger up in me and all the negativity. And after I did my first plant medicine, ayahuasca says you will marry your DM. You will have kids with your DM, but in the meantime, he ain't ready, and you need to date divine men. And this was all divine timing. I had to meet those 6 men for whatever reason. The tobacco also said the same. And then San Pedro said you need to forgive your DM and get good with him. So I did those things. I dated other people. I forgave him, right? And now the medicine is saying you're going to get into union. And as soon as I got up in the morning, I deleted all the apps, put back on the ring. I didn't feel like watching anything, doing anything. I just felt like looking at my DM's pictures, and that's it. So follow your intuition, but then you'll be guided when you've done what you were meant to do with each person, and then you can go back into that. So I'm back in team DM. I've gone from celibate nun to warrior nun to back to celibate nun. Right. There we go. Okay, any other questions? Authentic, blah, 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 powerful, high. Why does your twin flames karmic try to contact you in the 3D and 5D? Okay, this is interesting. I think I mentioned this in one of the other videos live last week. And you should say, why does my twins karmic try to contact me in the 3D and 5D? Because it's not for everyone. So my twin flames ex showed up in one of my dreams, and he said to me, I'm here to help you get into union. I was like, no shit. And then he was basically pushing me and my twin flame together. And then we ended up in a hut, and then the spaceship came, the alien spaceship, and zoomed us up, right? So your twin flames karmic is probably trying to teach you something or say something to you in the 5D that you're not listening to, perhaps. And the 3D, it's because your energy is too focused on them, right? When you're focused on something too much, they'll come in your dreams and they'll also come in your physical reality. You need to, with people like karmics, with third parties, with people they're married with, you do not utter their name, you do not focus on their image, you do not look at their face, you basically act as though they don't exist. And then they disappear from your DM's life. Do not give them any energy. Do not give your DM's bad behavior any energy. Just say, DM, you need to empty your cup. You need to get rid of all your karma and your ancestral lineage. Go ahead, carry on doing it. Do more of it. Do as much as you can of it and let it all out your system. And then when you're ready, come back. Because that's how it works with twin flames. Unfortunately, you better get good with this. You meet your twin flame, all the stuff comes up. And it's not just your own stuff, it's all the humanity stuff. And then they have to let it out. And the DM will let it out physically and you will let it out emotionally, internally. And they have to let it out until they're done. And they have to do it to trigger you to heal. And once you've healed and ascended, then it's their turn. And that's how it is. So let the DMs do whatever they got to do. And I've said that before as well. But anyway, I want to finish off by saying Happy New Year and heal and get into 0 point. You know, tie it up into boxes and let it go. Tie it up into boxes and let it go. Tie it up into boxes and let it go. Let it all go until there's nothing else to let go. And if it's meant for you, it will come back. God would will it. Otherwise, let it go. Keep letting it go. Keep letting everything go. Let the karmics go. Let the DM go. Let the soulmates go. Let the work go. Let the this go. Let the that go. Don't hold on to anything. Nothing is yours anyway. And get into 0 point. 0 point, 0 point, 0 point, 0 point. Get to a place where you've healed so much, you're kick-ass, and you're taking out lights of cities because your power is so great. Like X-Men. Like Trinity. That's your power. You're superheroes. You're divine. Gods and goddesses, kings and queens, emperors and empresses. You are so powerful. You are the new celebrities of the future. And yet you act, some of you, so small, so minuscule, so disempowered and insecure. Not good. It's not a good look. Be powerful. Heal. Be humble. And go ahead and kick some ass. And be in love with your DM. Support him. Really champion and cherish and love him and guide him and pray for him. He's doing the best he can. That no man will love you like he can. No man will support you like he can. And the love is so pure, so divine, so perfect. You know? And you know that. You know that. You know that. They are everything for you and you are everything for them. And even though they don't communicate, you're in their thoughts, always. They just have to do their work. But they're waiting on you to do yours first and finish. So go ahead and kick some butt. And get into 0 point. So that was the live today. 0 point, divine neutrality, letting go, forgiving. I don't want to hear on the channel anymore. Or maybe if you have to empty your cup, I can't control, but if you have to empty your cup, do it. You hate him, let it all out. Let it all out. Hate him as much as you can until there's nothing left to hate. And then you're done. And all that's left is love. And you'll understand it was your ego that was hating. You know, you have to, as twin flames, right? We have to transcend the ego. And we have to transcend the flesh and the body and the bones. And we have to get into the soul. We don't own the body. And we're here on mission. We're here to clear karma and do work. We're not here for 3D ways of living in relationships. We're here to sacrifice our DM in some way or the other to be able to do all their madness, to let it all out so they can trigger us, doing us a service. And then they will line up. They will be there for us. Right. It was lovely talking to you. I'm going to now end the live, but stay in love,